It's a new week, which means it's time for a new video, and this video is going to be about the Canon Nifty 50. Alright, so first you're probably wondering why this lens is called the Nifty 50. There's a couple of reasons for that. 50mm on a full frame camera means that it's absolutely great for portraits and street photography, and it's also possible to do things like landscapes and close-ups with it, but I don't recommend that. Street photography and portraits are absolutely beautiful on this lens, and if you have it on a crop sensor camera like the Canon Rebel series or the 80 or the 70D, then this will be closer to an 80mm focal length, which is like a deep portrait / minor telephoto lens. 50mm focal length also means that it's the most natural looking lens of all. You see, when you take a photo with a lens, there's a thing called background compression. Background compression is when you take a photo and how much of the background is visible behind your main subject. When you have a really telephoto lens like a 200mm, it shrinks all the background and compresses it all right behind you. If you have a wide angle lens like a 60mm, it spreads everything out. The 50mm is the most natural looking lens because it does everything exactly like your eyes would, so pictures out of this lens usually look pretty pleasing to the eye. The second reason this is called the Nifty 50 is because of its size. Look at how small this lens is. In my opinion, it's absolutely insane. This will take up no extra space in your camera bag, it will add no weight, it's only 130 grams with the caps, which is insane. I don't understand this. This is so crazy to me. Just look at the sheer size of this. Look at this. It's so tiny. This doesn't feel like a lens. This feels like a big lens cap. Reason number 3 is the price. This lens comes in at $130 brand new. That is an insanely good price. You will never find a lens of this quality and this price. I can guarantee that. Just think about it, $130. That usually gets you a decent tripod. Here it gets you a lens that is good enough to do some professional work. This lens is definitely good enough to do professional wedding photography. I believe that if you're intermediate or a beginner, then you should definitely have this lens. Next reason it's called Nifty 50 is because of the f1.8 wide open aperture. What that means is that the lens lets in a ton of light and makes the background really nice and blurry, like mwah, super crispy, you know? You know when you're scrolling through Instagram and then you see all the regular photos that people take, but then you can say that this photo is professional because you see how separated the subject and the background is, how blurry, how just clear everything looks. That's exactly what an f1.8 lens will do for you. It will blur the background, it will make the image nice and bright so you can stop down your ISO to prevent noise and up your shutter speed so that you don't have a blurry image. It also makes it great in low light since it lets in so much light, and I have never had a problem with sharpness on this lens. Right now I'm filming on a Canon L series 16-35 f2.8 Mark I, and this lens will beat it in sharpness all day, every day, even though this lens is 10 times as much as this. In the end, I really do think that you probably fall into the category that needs to use this lens at least at some point. Go to your local camera shop, try it out, see if you like it. Maybe you don't. Some people don't like the 50mm, but that's a rare occasion. If you don't buy it, at least go try it out. Give it a shot, because I really do think that you'll love the results out of this. If you're buying a Canon Rebel or buying your first camera and you're on a tight budget, this would be the first lens I get. If you look on the internet, people, very good great photographers like Sawyer Hartman started off their professional photography with this exact lens. This lens is also insanely good for video because if you would look, the autofocus is very quick and it's completely silent, unlike this lens, so it'll never be in your way. Alright, I'd say that about concludes this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to help me out. If you have any ideas for what you'd like to see in the future, make sure you comment them down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
We just need some room to